Welcome, bienvenue. My name is Renee Ketchum, and I'm thrilled to be here again with Chef Alain LeNôtre to create a Linzer Torte today. So we are the largest Alliance Française network in the world, helping 25,000 learners and lovers of French to learn French, live French, and love French with the Alliance Française. We have some wonderful events coming up. Another event with Chef LeNôtre on January 11th. So please mark your calendars, and then please go to www.afusa.org to see what else is coming up. So just again, a few logistics and format. Today's event will be in English and in French. So please stay on mute during the presentation, stay on speaker view, and please remember to put your questions in the chat. We'll have time at the end for all questions. If for any reason things aren't working, just sign out and sign back in again. And it's important that everybody knows that this event is being recorded for our YouTube channel so that you can revisit it again. And the program will be 1 hour. So again, welcome, Chef LeNôtre, Chef Alain LeNôtre. We've had such an incredible time with you over the past year. Chef LeNôtre is the third generation chef of the LeNôtre family. He's founder of the Culinary Institute LeNôtre in Houston, Texas, which is ranked #1 in culinary art colleges in the U.S. for the past 3 years by niche.com. In 2021, Chef LeNôtre contributed to the English translation and republishing of Faites votre pâtisserie comme le nôtre in English, French pastries and desserts by LeNôtre that I keep by my bedside table. Bienvenue, Chef LeNôtre.
Next to the Bible, I hope.
Oh, absolutely. So before we all see how to make this incredible dessert, the Linzer Torte, we have just a couple of questions for you, Chef. Why did you choose to move to the United States?
Well, that was like many things in life, in my life at least. That was an opportunity that came by itself. After running the catering business for my parents and all over France, or even we were catering in other countries, like in Germany or Switzerland or Portugal. I was put in charge of the franchise. Well, the franchise request, even without advertising, in Germany, in Japan, Brazil, Kuwait. And one day, a gentleman came with his Rolls Royce at our central commissary in Plessy in the evening. We were impressed. And he introduced himself. He was Iranian. He escaped the revolution and the departure of the Shah, and wanted a franchise, like we did, especially in Japan, when we had 14 shops in Japan, in the Sun Belt of the US, from San Diego to Miami. And he wanted that soon. So I just finished my MBA at that time. I said that I told my parents, let me do a market research. And we hired the former Yves Saint Laurent director for the US for company-owned shop and a franchise. And we started the market research. So this is how it came.
So Melissa, may I see the next slide? Yeah. So Chef LeNôtre, what was it like moving here, but more importantly, integrating into American society?
Okay, I was planning to answer that one at last. Can we skip that one and go to the next one?
Sure, absolutely.
Because that one is a conclusion.
Okay, all right. So why did you pick Houston, Texas to start your business?
All right. So that we went to all the great metropoles in the US with that consultant, and we visited the office of Mr. Mr. Dumas Hermes in New York. And I remember asking him, that was an honor to be in his office, a few questions on the market. And I told him, you are in all the great metropole, in which one you are not yet and you would like to be there? And he told me, Houston. I said, oh, okay. That was not even in the list of the metropole we were supposed to visit. And so I remember that we had in our French culinary school that I created in '69, we had 2 American students who graduated there from Houston. So I contacted them, and they said they couldn't believe that I called them. And so we rescheduled our tour, went to Houston, met them. They were ecstatic to see us coming to Houston at that time. And we had only 2 days to visit Houston. That was crazy. So I decided to rent a chopper and to fly over Houston. And my wife and I, we were amazed by the number of swimming pools. And in France, only famous movie actors have swimming pools, even on the Riviera. But over there, there is a lot of money there. People are living well. And we learn also that Texas had the fastest growing economy in the country. You had the Sun Belt and growing fast, and the sun rusting in the north at that time. And Houston was the fastest growing economy in Texas itself. So I was thinking that maybe it will be easier to get a share of the market in Houston than somewhere else. So when we returned, we convinced our board to do that franchise, to do away from that franchise that was too beautiful to do a branch, and have the headquarters in Texas, where there is no income tax, as you know, certainly. And there's still no income tax in Texas for corporation and for individuals. And this is why we pick Houston.
Sounds like it was a very strong economic decision. Can we see the next question? Melissa, thank you. You might have answered this a little bit already, but how did you know it was the right time to open the school?
Yes, at the beginning, my passion was always been education, and I was so proud of that school I created in France, the #1 in continuing education for chef at that time in all over France. So I wanted to do the same thing in Houston. But I understood that the marketing will be quite expensive. So we decided to open retail bakery cafe, traditional and beautiful, with sidewalk. We were the first one in Houston to have sidewalk table. And after, maybe 10 years of doing that, plus wholesale, plus catering, plus wedding cakes, internet's revolution came. Mm-hmm. So that opened our eyes, and we understood that it will help us promote our college worldwide, also outside of Texas. and in Mexico. Our website is in Spanish. So for the timing, I think I answered.
You did, indeed. So now we'll go back to the question, your final question.
Yeah.
That what was it like moving here? And you've addressed that to a certain extent, but integrating into American society.
Well, first, we discovered that in Houston there was 10,000 French people living there. So, and I did not speak English. I had a secretary who will answer the phone, I can tell you. I spoke German and French, but not English. But we found out that there was an Alliance Française, Francophone parish, a French-American school, and that the high society was very Francophile. And we have been welcomed beautifully, encouraged to stay there. And we make deals with brokers and to find the right location of our boutique, and little by little we met the American society by itself, and it was very family oriented. And we had four children when we arrived there. The fifth one was born there. So we follow the American tradition of involvement in schooling of the parents and the sport, the art. And we love it. And there was a lot of option to buy a home. My wife visited more than 100 homes for sale. And I saw only when she decided to select only 3, then I went with her. And together we pick a beautiful home where we'd stay for 20 years. So we love, we've been welcome, and we love Houston, and we have many friends now here. More in Houston than in Paris or anywhere else. In Corsica, maybe in Greece too.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
I'll go ahead and share our first video.
At Culinary Institute LeNôtre,
we create a higher level of excellence.
Unstoppable potential.
We create innovation built on tradition.
Opportunity at every step.
We create environments for our students to succeed.
to live out their dreams.
Born of a legacy of excellence.
We are creating the culinary masters of tomorrow.
See what you create
At Culinary Institute LeNôtre.
I joined LeNôtre so I can perfection some techniques and learn from the best.
It's really exciting to learn from chefs that give you every single ounce of knowledge that they have.
I've been doing this for a long time, just show them, the way it's going to be in the industry.
They truly care about each and every student.
He's going to hold me to his standard. That actually helped me later in life.
I love being able to come to school every day knowing that I'll be challenged in an actual kitchen environment.
I was able to gain so much knowledge, technique, and skill. It really helped me and helped me grow as a chef.
Quality training gets you excellent chefs.
Actually, a lot of my dreams have already come true, thanks to Culinary Institute LeNôtre.
The #1 in America.
Today, together, we are going to discover how to make a delicious classic Linzer Tarte. It's page 235 and 236 of the French pastry and dessert by LeNôtre. But first, let me let you discover something special to my heart. In 1984, we did not choose Houston. Houston chose us, preparing to start a culinary college. We started by creating several excellent pastry, bakery, LeNôtre French, pastry, bakery, cafe. That was the first one, with my delicious wife from Greece, who was selling croissants. Can you imagine? We sold a lot of croissants. And toasting to the opening of our first boutique in Houston. So listen carefully how to make that delicious tart. Tools for the classic Linzer Torte. Sheet pan, baking dish, parchment paper, fluted pastry wheel, rubber spatula, mixing bowl, rolling pin, paring knife, ruler, cookie cutter, small offset spatula, piping bag, sifter. Sweet short cross cinnamon pastry dough, page 41. 500 grams of raspberry jam with seeds, 60% fruit, 40% sugar. 200 grams of apple sauce, page 348. Powder sugar for dusting. The classic Linzer tart starts with buttering the mold. And now laminating the cinnamon pie dough. It's lightly refrigerated. Here we have it. Je fleure ma table en bois. Comme elle est belle ma table en bois. Je l'aime ma table en bois. J'espère que vous en avez une chez vous. Voilà, je fleure. Dessous, je fleure dessus. Voilà. Et nous allons laminer à 5 mm. Ça, je suis précis, hein. La pâtisserie, c'est la précision. Ça veut dire qu'on utilise le système métrique. Millimètres, litres, kilos. The difficulty is that you want the dough to be cold, so it does not stick to the table. Almost there, 5 mm. Here we are. Before lining the cinnamon dough, I'm using a ring to facilitate the lining of the pie tart. And we are going to keep the edge pour le fonçage du plat à tarte.
So I push the edge to the center, and then I move the dough inside. If you are right-handed like me, you put your left hand inside to push. The right hand lift. You push, you lift, you push, you lift. And now the edge. The most difficult part is the edge, because you have to make it a little bit up like that. So you press on both sides. The plate will help because it's dented, so you follow the plate. Now I am going to take mon couteau d'office. Je vais couper en suivant, je m'appuie sur le plat. Je m'appuie sur le plat. So the blade is against the tray. Extra dough. Don't trash, it's delicious. Okay, now I press it against the mold. Press it on the edge of my tray. Et voilà. Now the filling. We are going to mix together the raspberry jam. So to choose a high quality raspberry preserve. Now I'm going to add the apples chunk and puree mixed together. You can do it just with a puree, but I prefer for the texture to have applesauce and chunk of apples. You mix that gently together in that bowl. Now I'm pouring the filling inside my pie. Perfect. We have to do the Linzer Tarte lattice on the top. So we are going to put the tart aside and prepare the lattice. Like before, I'm going to fleur same thickness than before. Ça vient peut-être de la fleur de la farine. We are there. Last roll. Excellent. I'm going to use my ruler to cut the lattice. I think I need 12 of them. We'll see. Approximately 2 centimeters wide, 2.5 centimeters wide. Yes. Okay, I have enough. Next step, I'm going to humidify the edge of my tart so the lattice will stick to it. So it's just purified water. We use only purified water with a filter, gently. It's everywhere. The lattice now. Are we going to have enough? I think so. Even some extra, I think. Okay. A little pitch of water here. Crossway now. The last lattice. All right. Now I'm going to follow the edge of the tray to cut the extra lattice and the dough below. It's easy. You just follow your pie tray, and we save that. You know why? You know what, right? To make cookies. The final touch, you press the 2 layers to the edge. You want the edge not to fall apart during the baking. So you have to press it gently, not too much. And now the pie is ready to go to the oven to be baked at 325 degrees for 20 minutes approximate. Everybody has a different oven, so it could be ready in 18 minutes or in 22 minutes. Overdone is not good, underdone is even worse. So 325 degrees, 20 minutes average. The cookies now. Remember, we trashed nothing. Everything is good. The same day you do your pie or the day after, you can keep your dough in the cooler, wrapped, if you want. You have to, so it stay moist. So you need cookie cutter. You need 2 for that recipe. So you will have 2 types of cookies, the straight cookies, and the crown. The crown now. Same dough, different shape. For the crown, you need the small one also. Now the crown. Center the small cutter. (320 degrees), and you watch. When it's cooked, you remove it, let it cool, and the next step will be the filling. The decor. Your friend and the guests, they eat first with their eyes. So take pride of the decoration of your pastry. This one is very easy. I use white powder sugar. I put the ring, the ring, close to each other, and I sift it gently. And now look at that. It looks Christmassy, right? And now I'm going to fill the cookie with the same raspberry jam that is baking right now in the oven. And you have to cut a very, very small part at the very, very top. It's always easier to come back to cut more than to cut too much. So my left hand hold the cone, and here I direct the cone. Isn't it cute? It's very cute. And you do that while your pie is in the oven. Last step, the crown. You have to be patient. You have to resist the temptation. This is the only challenge with my grandchildren. You like it? The cookie made from the leftover of the Linzer Torte. I think my Linzer Torte must be ready from the oven. What do you think? It's time now. Let's go to the oven. This pie was baked earlier in the day because we have to let it cool before spreading the white powder sugar. If you decorate it while it's still warm, it will melt and it will not be nice looking. But when it's cold, it will not melt, but the pie we just did together is almost ready. As you can see, the dough shrink a little bit inside the mold, but it's fine like that. Now it's decorated. Your classic Linzer Torte is finished, and you have the cookies going with it. I cannot resist. You forgive me to have a bite. Mmm. 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 It's Christmas. Enjoy your own Linzer tart at home. Make sure you don't have too many grandchildren around you because it will disappear very fast. Bonsoir.
Ils l'ont vu déjà, ça non, non. Ou ils découvrent le film. Ils le découvrent, là. Ah oui, pour des grands souvenirs. D'accord.
Thank you, Chef. I think we're all ready for Christmas. You know, so often you think only chocolate for Christmas and the raspberry and the sifted sugar. I mean, it's just magical. It's hope we all make it for Christmas. So do we have some, what's next, Melissa?
If anybody has any questions, please feel free to put them into the chat. Otherwise, we can move ahead to the quiz. Okay, I'll share the quiz rules for you.
So for our now famous patisserie quiz, you'll see a photo of a French patisserie, and there will be 3 questions to answer. If you were the first person to answer correctly all 3 questions for that dessert, put all your responses in the same chat. Kids, keep it simple. You will win a signed copy of Pastries and Desserts by LeNôtre. So here comes the quiz. What is the name of this dessert? What is the origin of this dessert? And what is it made of? Question number 1. Do we have any responses in the chat? Oh, here we go. So, Chef, can you see some of the answers?
I am blind, I cannot see. Okay.
So we can read them to you if you'd like.
Hold on. Yeah, bûche de Noël. So who said that? Marianne, bûche de Noël. Héloïse said it's come from Alsace. And then we have Janetta. No, Janetta said nothing. Anne, bûche de Noël. It's almost a bûche.
Uh-oh. That's a common American spelling mistake, Chef.
So we will take bûche for bûche. It's close enough. So we have 3. For the first question, we have three winners: Anne, Eloise, and Sharon. You agree with me for the first question? Okay. So let's see the second question, the origin. Sharon, I think, is coming from Alsace. Eloise too. Well, we were looking for, not for geographic origin, but for the story behind it. So nobody answered that. So we'll forgive them. It's Christmas. And finally, the flavor. Yumi is not really the answer. I don't know if the picture we took, the right picture. It looked like chocolate to me on the picture, but they don't speak about the flavor of bûche de Noël. But we can make so many types of bûche de Noël with different flavors. This is not very important. On the picture, it's a chocolate one. So we stick with our three winners. Can you show the answers now to the viewer? Okay, good.
Should everyone just read it on their own, Melissa? Is that what we'd prefer?
If you like. Mm-hmm.
So what an interesting origin. And I think in this country, we often associate a bûche de Noël. We assume it's going to be chocolate. It's rare that you see them in many other flavors, especially around here. Should we go to the next question?
Yep.
Question number 2. Look carefully at the picture. What is the name of this dessert? What is the origin of this dessert? And what is it made of? All right, we have one response so far, just on what it is.
It's.
Hang on, wait.
Okay. Galette des rois. Marianne said it's a galette des rois. She's right. Only Marianne found about the galette des rois. No, maybe we have more here.
There's somebody more coming in, Chef.
Okay. And Anne, galette des rois also, with puff pastry crust. Very good, Anne. And then we have Héloïse, galette des rois pour le jour des rois, avec la fève.
Oui.
Oh, 3 winners there. Excellent. But they did not say what is it made of, but it's okay. It's puff dough, and sometimes it's filled with something, and sometimes it's not. The most popular filling is almond cream. And
so here are the answers. The name, we have some winners here already. It's the king cake, the galette des rois. It comes from the biblical story of the three kings who bring gifts to the baby Jesus. And the taste is almond, buttery, and crispy puff pastry.
Excellent. So you wrote down the name of the three winners, right? I didn't write it. I mentioned them. Yeah. Melissa, you did.
Oui. Chef LeNôtre, yeah, we got the names.
Are they different from the first one?
No, in fact, Anne and Eloise both won in question 1 and question 2.
Oh, great.
Okay, I'll advance to question number 3.
So what is the name of this dessert? What is the origin of this dessert? And what is it made of? This I thought was ambiguous with the picture. All right, everybody's thinking. Here we go. Couple here. Yep. So we have one. Here we go. We have 2 responses so far, Chef.
Yeah. Anne said éclair. Eloise said éclair too, from France. Patachou. Oh, Eloise, you're good. And Marianne, same thing. Éclair, made of choux pastry, different type of filling, mocha or chocolate. And finally, we have Julie, éclair choux pastry. So we have 4 winners there. Thank you, Eloise. I agree with you. J'adore la pâtisserie. But it's not the answer. But you already you did the answer. Is that the same Eloise? Yeah, it's the same Eloise.
Yeah, same Eloise. Yeah.
So we're 3 winners. Congratulations. We look at the answer now.
Yeah. So the answer to number 3, as many of you saw, is the éclair. The origin, it was called pain à la duchesse or petite duchesse until 1850 and means flash of lightning. The scrumptious pastry got its name from the tendency people have to eat éclairs in a flash. The 19th century Chambers Dictionary famously defined the éclair as a cake, long in shape, but short in duration. The taste is a pastry made with choux dough filled with flavored cream and topped with icing.
Excellent answers. I agree with the short in duration.
Quick bites. So we thank everybody for taking the time to answer these wonderful quiz questions from Chef LeNôtre and his team. So next slide, Melissa.
We have seen the 3. Yeah.
So I think everyone here would like to thank Chef LeNôtre so much for these wonderful, wonderful recipes for this extraordinary book that I hope everybody's going to give to friends and family for Christmas. And also I think we all would like to join and wishing you and your staff and your team an incredible Christmas. You have been so generous with your time and with your talent and with your passion for things delicious that we all look so forward to making. We're very, very grateful. And we look so forward to our next, we're going to be making, our next recipe is Melissa, it's the
galette des rois.
Galette des rois.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get to see what kind of fève Chef LeNôtre puts in his, But again, I think we wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and happy holidays. And thank you so much for all that you've done for AFUSA and making it every event a delicious experience.
Thank you very much for your participation to the quiz. Bon appétit.
So Merry Christmas to everyone, happy holidays, and we'll see you in January.
Merry Christmas.